jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back subscribe.
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know what it is. First in the building, salute. Carlos Rosado is on deck. Salute to you, man. Debbie said, salute, hottest chat in the MFN game. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you pulling up. Everybody else is coming up in the building. Salute to Samuel. What's good? You know what I'm saying? I just came on for a late night shorty. You know what I'm saying? As we call it out here in Shouty, a late night shouty. We're going to do a live right quick. You know what I'm saying? Just a little late night shouty. You know what I'm saying? Just to talk about some things and continue to sanitize, you know, the ones who truly support me and the ones that's just feeling a little bit bitter, as always, about the topic. You know what I'm saying? Every time they see this man, they feel some type of way and start crying. And I'm saying to myself, how can you feel that way about somebody you ain't met? I thought we was cool, man. Some of you cats pretending to be black. Because there ain't no way I'm getting all this backlash from my own people over a fighter that didn't get stopped this past weekend. And he did what he had to do in his career. And they trying to act like it's wrong to speak on his name. Once again, they up here acting like it's absolutely wrong to speak on this man's name, as it refers to the sport of boxing and its professional. Shout out to Samuel on deck. I see you. What's good? Christopher on deck. What's good, both of y'all? My brother, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease. What it do, what it do. So, you know, for those of you that may not know what's been going on, of course, it's just been the usual. You know, I experienced this type of energy back in 2018. But only thing I've been trying to do at the end of the year, just like I did for Crawford, you know what I'm saying, and other fighters, Jahad Tucker, you know, my favorites that I keep, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Josh Greer Jr., you know, everybody for quite some time know I've been a Wilder supporter. And they call me a Wilder fanboy. You can call me anything you want. It don't matter to me. I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? That stuff doesn't determine who I am. But I will remind you, like I did earlier today, I will remind you that you cannot change this right here. The 43-3-1, you cannot change it. But I want you to understand one thing when you listen to these individuals out here that's so hot-headed and upset, and they acting like it's personal. I love it when I speak on Deontay Wilder's freaking resume, because there's some people that feels good, like when they was all on the train, you know, hopping around, you know what I'm saying, going from car to car, hanging out the door, you know what I'm saying? Just hopping from station to station for whatever narratives they want to push about Wilder. That's pretty much what it was on this shit. So now I think they have rediscovered their love for the best heavyweight of this era. That's all. Now, I understand who don't agree with what I'm saying. That's fine. But some of y'all are taking this to a muggy reality. You're reminding me that you can't control your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You really reminded me you can't control your emotions. Y'all let one man that don't have anything going for him. That's what y'all say. He don't have nothing going for him in the sport of boxing. He's terrible for the sport when it comes to watching him fight, right? People acting like he don't have any skills except the right hand. But 43 have tried and 43 have failed. Of course, I'm going to ask you, were you complaining then when he was gathering and packing on those 43? Were you freaking complaining? That's all I want to know. Were you complaining when he was packing on the 43? Were you up here crying, complaining, you know what I'm saying, acting all disgruntled, belligerent because of a man that you don't know anything about? Do we agree? Do we agree that he has accomplished a respectable amount of achievements in his career? He has. 43 and 3 is respectable freaking resume, of wins versus losses. You know what I'm saying? And also with 42 astounding KOs to his credit. 42 coming by way of knockout. And we all know once he was climbing that ladder, Deontay Wilder was doing nothing but knocking heads off. And he was in there with fighters that had a better visual when it comes to skills and technique and fundamentals. Because that's what they said. Hey, anybody can beat. I remember they used to say, oh man, the trash man can beat Wilder. Oh, this and that. But 43 of those trash men never showed up to be able to get the job done. They was talking about 43 tomato cans. You know what I'm saying? Any comedic name that they can come up with. So they were saying they can step in there and beat Wilder. And they never did. And then when he fights the top names of this era, and he has some losses by one, Deontay Wilder's only been defeated by two men. Two men. One is the current reigning champion who defeated Wilder for his belt. And the other is a former world champion. I must bring that to your attention again. He's only been defeated by two men. Not you all on the YTC who gets mad at other voices that you hear on here because they're speaking Wilder's name. It's funny how you think you have the audacity to dictate who talks about what fighters. The gall of these individuals that will be quickly to sell themselves out to support a fighter, but yet they're complaining about Wilder. You know what I'm saying? They're complaining about Wilder like they genuinely supported him. I always make this statement. They complain so much about Wilder, but they don't, when you ask them who they truly support in the heavyweight division, they can't tell you. They say, oh, I just don't like Wilder. They don't really rock with Joshua. Joshua quit. One thing that I X'd off with Wilder was he ain't a quitter. One thing I X'd off with Wilder is that he's not a cheater. But these individuals talk so much crap about Wilder and they get mad. They'd get extremely angry if they hear me over here talking about it. And they want to comment and leave messages in your DM. I say, bro, listen, if he is that powerful of a person where you say you're a fan of the sport, but yet you are getting emotional invested in a live stream. You get emotionally invested in someone who's doing just like many others are doing. You know what I'm saying? You have people out here that's giving all these hate speeches and defaming Wilder's character and calling him all sorts of aspersions just to get the point across that they don't like him. Just because he lost. Now, they don't give him the effort of going the distance with Joseph Parker. I said that his performance was mediocre. But with that said, his performance being mediocre, he also went the distance. He also didn't lie down. You know what I'm saying? He didn't lie down just because Joseph Parker landed the right hand. He didn't lie down. He fought through it. Now, you talk about all these memes, talking about how skinny Deontay was and he coming in 213. What does that have to do with anything? If you're a fan of the sport, right, you would admire the fact and say, he tough as hell, man. I give him that. He tough as hell. He went in there with some people that buzzed him, and he survived. You know what I'm saying? He went in there with Fury, and both of them was on the canvas. Both of those fighters was on the canvas. Real talk. Both of these fighters was on the canvas. But when you hear people speak on them on the YTC, all they want to do is crack jokes. But yet, it's not like they have a favorite heavyweight themselves. And if you say Joshua, then there's plenty of discrepancies that you're overlooking just because a lot of you cats want to be Joshua. A lot of you cats would love to be in his inner circle so you can just smell his cologne. Real talk. Real talk. A lot of you cats just want to be cuddled up at the local pub just hanging out with Joshua. A lot of you cats was taking a Greyhound bus up to Texas when you found out he was at the World Class Furniture Store. You was trying to peek in through the back window. Yeah, you was. You had your phone out with your light on and shit. You was trying to get a goddamn snippety snap. You know what I'm saying? You was up there calling up ILTBA. Hey, Greg, can you get me into the World Class Furniture Store, man? Man, I heard Joshua in there, dog. If anybody can do it, it's you. Man, come on, we want to see Joshua, please. Come on, IO. Get me on deck. I want to get on deck. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was up there greyhounding it. The Texas boy. Y'all say he's over in the States again. You even start working on your British accent. Y'all was up there talking back and forth with one another. You know what I mean? 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 I mean, you sound perfect. We good. We good. We can get past. We just gonna tell Joshua we from over there, you know what I'm saying, across the pond, and we just want to get a picture when he leave training camp. Okay? All we need to do is find out where he's staying at. That's it, because he ain't going back over there and then coming back over here and over there and over here. Okay? They cannot tell you. They cannot line it up and balance it out. The criticism that they have for Wilder and the criticism they refuse to talk about with Joshua. They refuse to talk about it. They would tell you that they go back in history and they know so much about the sport. But if you ask them, do they believe he won the gold medal round at the London Olympics? And they'll tell you, I ain't look at the fight. I don't have to look at the fight. All I know is Deontay Wilder got poor form. But Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua are both Olympians. You know what I'm saying? They both Olympians. That's all I'm saying. They both Olympians. So you pretty much got to get a respect of them being both Olympians, even though Deontay Wilder earned his the right way. It wasn't given to him. It wasn't gifted. You know what I'm saying? His medal wasn't gifted. It was earned. E-A, earned. Earned. His medal was earned. It wasn't gifted. Real talk. People may get upset about it. Yeah, that's how I'm bringing the hot grease at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? You don't like it, you can absolutely enforce your option to come back another day. That's all you got to do. Don't be getting up here all personal and shit. It's only talk. You know, because look at it this way. Look at it this way. I never supported a fighter because it was, somebody somehow was persuading me through some type of materialistic gifts. No, it came straight from the heart with me supporting fighters heavy. The fighters that I support heavy, it came from the heart. That's the only way I know, man. It comes from the heart. Support these fighters. But a lot of what I see is in Deontay's criticism is not bringing in the facts. You know what I'm saying? The facts come with pluses and minuses, pros and cons. That's the facts. Let's take a look at how did this happen right here. Somebody explain to me, how did Fury be on Sports Illustrated with Tyson Fury and Teofimo Lopez? Now I can understand why Teofimo Lopez was there. You know what I'm saying? I can truly understand why Teo was there. You know, him being beating Teofimo, him beating Vasyl Lomachenko, who was second on the pound for pound list at that time or something like that. I can see why Teo was there, but why was Tyson put as a co-op, a fighter of the year, when Tyson Fury beat the same fighter that these individuals are talking about crazy, that he didn't do anything? How can you do that now? How can you have 42 victories and people consider you that you didn't do anything when Tyson Fury beat you? How can Tyson Fury get awarded? How can he be awarded for fighting Deontay, who people saying that he didn't have no skills? He has no skills at all. They're trying to say from 0 to 42, 0 to 42, stepping in there with Tyson Fury, that he had done nothing, but yet Tyson Fury defeats Deontay Wilder and he gets placed on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How does that reward happen again? What's the policies? Really, I want to dig a little deeper. Like, how does that work? Somebody explain that. Especially to his critics and his naysayers and the ones that have so much to say about negativity. I'm not up here advocating for him. He's a grown man. All I'm saying is, when it comes to hypocrisy, it's easy to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is flawed. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Deontay Wilder on the YTC, a lot of you just lose your mind. I'm talking about, you got jobs, you got families. You know what I'm saying? You got everyday responsibilities. And then you got social media. People up here just talking crazy. Because they truly can't tell you why they talking the way they talk, just based off skills. Those same people, they would be shameful to come back to the YTC and put a picture up. That they took a picture with Deontay Wilder just to try to hold, save face or whatever, because they talk so much shit about him. They took a picture with him. They found out he was a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? And then he give you a picture, and he might not even know who you are. It's not like a lot of you cats are relevant. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you cats believe you're relevant because of whatever you got going on with your channel. But if he's seen you, he wouldn't be able to recognize you unless you sit there and gave him a rundown of who you are. Oh, hey, champ. Right now, currently have 16,000 subscribers. And currently, when I'm doing a live stream, I can have 0 to around 900 to 1,000 viewers at one time. Oh my God, I'm on fire, champ. But really, what I want to ask you, champ, is just, can I take a picture? Can I just get one single photo? Oh man, this is just a special day in boxing for me, champ. Sure, come on in. And champ, can I do a short video? Can you give me a bomb squad, champ? Can you just give me a bomb squad? I just always, I just tune in to WCS, and he always just rub it in our face that he was in fight camp, and he always pressed that bomb squad. Just irks me so much. What are they doing? Look, it's no philosophy to stupidity. It's, what I'm saying? I talk my shit about who I talk my shit about, but not one time. Nobody's going to tell me that I'm supporting a fighter. I mean, I'm talking bad about a fighter, and I don't really support a fighter in their division heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about that specific fighter because they bring, good attention. You know what I'm saying? Good attention to their channel. They consider it good because Deontay Wilder talking negative about him, especially at this point, him losing to Joseph Parker, it brings traction over there, which I don't mind. I don't mind. If they don't know how I go, how I activate right now, I'm speaking pretty much just freedom of speech, giving my opinion. I'm not really pushing any narratives. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? If I put out there that Deontay is the best heavyweight of this era, yeah, it's gonna piss some people off, but they get mad when I explain to them why I say what I say. They just want to put Tyson Fury at the end, a 38-year-old fighter. Tyson Fury was able to what, fight him at what, 36, something like that, 36, 35. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't erase every accomplishment and accolade that he has accumulated up to this point. People have to understand that. That doesn't erase anything. I mean, if we was erasing shit, there'd be a lot of fighters up here that won't have anything. What about being a cheater and leaving the sport because you tested positive? It don't matter what you tested positive for. It went against the policies of banned substance in the sport. You dirty. And then if cheating circulate and it sits around, you know, it basically follows you like a cloud canopy, right? And it's always some type of precipitating of cheating that's following you around, then more than likely you're a cheater. But the good thing about both of those on the thumbnail, right? When I pull up this thumbnail right here, he hasn't been a cheater and he hasn't been a quitter. To me, that is you know, they're strong talking points when you're trying to evaluate the best of this era. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna lie how they criticize some of those heavyweights that was over there, those British heavyweights back in the day. People will sit up here and they'll have, you know, British viewers in their chat, and they don't want to talk about it now. But you know how they used to talk about, oh man, so and so ain't that good. He about to get knocked. I'm not gonna even go there because I'm staying on topic. But all of a sudden, Anthony Joshua comes in here and he pretty much emulate the criticism that they had about British heavyweights back in the day. He's pretty much doing the same thing. Can't handle the pressure. Fold when it's time for them to step up to the big fights. They get mad when I put Lennox Lewis on what he said up there, because Lennox cut from a different cloth. Real talk. I've seen him in person. He's cut from a different cloth. So people want to be quick to say Lennox is just hating on Joshua. No, he can do that. He can have every right to speak on Joshua because he's a professional fighter. Not only that, he was undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He was a legitimate world heavyweight champion. But they'll turn around and tell you Joshua has also that spot. Yeah, he has. And I'll tell you that he folded. He folded like a wet envelope. And then he folded again. When Wilder was accumulating and amassing his wins all the way up to now, people just going to say out of 2 fights, it determines his entire career? 2 fights? Because you have to go back to the first fight he had with Fury when he clearly knocked him out. If you don't want to give him the credit, all you pretty much proven is that you have a vendetta. You are using a lot of internal energy, baby. You know what I'm saying? A lot of internal energy. You're depleting a lot of psychological, brain waves. You know what I'm saying? This shit is really living in your headspace, free. If you can generate that much negativity on a person and say that you're a true boxing fan and not revisit areas that you can say for a fact, well, I can see what he's talking about right there, because he did knock Fury out. Clearly, he knocked him out. What's on record? Yes, the rematch and third fight, the trilogy. Yes, that's on record. Do that erase everything he accomplished? No, because through the history of the sport of boxing, there's been individuals that extend their career. They get into the father time. The jacket is on. And once that father time jacket is on you, it's only a matter of time that you have to make that decision to knock the gloves and hang them up. Whatever happened on the back end of your career doesn't stop you from being recognized once they leave the sport. It's fighters out here with 2 losses on their record like Muhammad Ali. And you don't hear nobody talking about those 2 losses on his record. They don't talk about his record because he left the sport with 2 straight losses back to back. They don't talk about that. You know what they will talk about? They'll explain to you why he got the 2 losses. They will explain. But when it comes to Wilder, they don't want to explain anything. All they believe is, just like they waiting, they can't make up their mind. They wanted him to fight somebody. He wanted to fight Joshua. Joshua didn't want to smoke, so he fought who was available. Finally fought Fury a second time. Fury got the job done, and Fury got the job done again. But then, check this out. They don't want to talk about the controversy that was surrounding the rematch. They don't want to talk about any of that. They don't want to build it up and give Wilder his credit and say, this is what he was trying to do as a professional. He called out Joshua when he was unified champion. He did. So you can't say he ducked Joshua. You can't say that because he wanted it. And it's clearly the most we ever heard Joshua, the person that wanted to put a restraining order out on Wilder and all that. This is the most he ever spoke this past weekend. He was happy. Oh, it don't matter. You know, he lost. That doesn't mean the fight is... Man, Joshua is an artist, man. He want to sit up there and itemize and bulletize his narratives to the people. And then go on, get in the ring, and he can't even make adjustments. You know, his cardio suck. My money's still on Wilder. They get the fight, my money's still on Wilder that he knocks Joshua out. He knocks Joshua out in 4 rounds, man. Because the Wilder that stepped in there with Parker, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the Wilder that steps in there with Joshua. The Joshua that steps in there with Otto Wallin is pretty much the Joshua that's going to step in there with Wilder. Believe it. They talk about how quick Joshua don't have no quick ass hands like that. Joshua don't have good cardio. Both fighters have been on the canvas. Both fighters are sitting at 3 losses right now. It'll be a great fight to make. But the haters, they're going to sit up there. And you know, the haters are the same ones when Deontay lost to Fury the first time, and that was his first loss. They was the one that was sitting up here saying he need to retire. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to give the man no extension like they give the pass on everybody else. When Ruiz beat the snot out of Joshua and made him quit, they weren't talking about Joshua need to retire. You know what I'm saying? When Usyk beat him and took his title, they weren't talking about Joshua need to retire. When Alexander Povetkin knocked out Dillian White, who's been knocked out by Joshua prior to, they didn't say Dillian needs to retire. No, they only want to put that stamp on Wilder. They find it very easy to insert that into the biased narratives that they're trying to push on the YTC. I get it. That's what it is. I get it, bro. You know, they love hating on these dark-skinned fighters, man. For real. If it ain't on Wilder, it's goddamn Terrence Crawford. If it ain't Crawford, it's Wilder. Real talk. That's the way it is. When I mean hate, I'm talking about them getting personal and talking about stuff outside of boxing. They will take areas of someone's deficiencies, right? That's been there for years, right? You're talking about been there for years. It was there in the Olympics. It was there when he was building up. You know what I'm saying? People seeing it play out. Even in the ring against Joseph Parker, they don't like how he was leaning back on the ropes and the way he was hitting Joshua. You know, when you hurt like that, what are you supposed to do? Fight back, right? I don't get these cats that's talking about they boxing fans. They say you're supposed to fight back, but they up here laughing like they could have took the shot. Joshua would have put all of us to sleep that's over here talking that shit on social media. Joseph Parker. If Joseph Parker would have hit us with that right hand, it wouldn't have been no goddamn after the bell. It would have been EMT up. But it's easy for us from afar to look at this shit and then laugh and criticize it when a lot of you cats don't have cardio to begin with. And you never can say that you'll be in that situation and what you would have did. Them dudes are not the average size cats, man. There's some big boys in there. And they're fighting at the highest level. But yet when you see something go down and Wilder get hurt, they up there playing around with shit. Ha ha ha. Oh, he's doing this. You know, he doesn't have good balance. He got skinny legs. Man, he's been having the same legs since he was freaking born. Why are you dudes looking at a man's legs? Half of you dudes don't even wear shorts, period. But you would throw on some skinny jeans and say, oh man, I'm tight, man. my goddamn kit, my kit's on point. I got the skinniest of the skinniest up in that motherfucker. But these are different though. These stretch. Them motherfuckers look like goddamn leather pants on you. You'll squat down. Oh man, I'm good. Looking at a nigga's legs, which don't have nothing to do with understanding that the man going in there fighting and doing what he was supposed to. Right? But somebody explain to me how this can happen if Deontay Wilder was so sorry. How can Tyson Fury benefit off Wilder if he didn't have no value as a heavyweight? That seems a bit prejudiced to me. And for those of you before you hop out and want to run and goddamn, you know, go head first into the wall because you're frustrated. Prejudice, you don't automatically compare it to freaking racism, okay? You still have to explain that shit. You have to elaborate. You know what I'm saying? You have to elucidate. Further explain to these people when you say prejudice. Prejudice can be someone's just like not in favor of. It doesn't mean they dislike blacks or white or whatever. They mean prejudice towards a person themselves. I never seen Wilder on a cover after he was knocking cats out, especially Sports Illustrated. But they thought it would be fitting for Fury to go on the cover because he came back and he wanted to use mental health, you know what I'm saying, as his headlights. He came in here talking about mental health. The only fighter that was really giving him a shot like that was Wilder. He didn't get it done the first, got it done the second, and they rewarded him for it. Regardless of what he did back in the day when he fought Klitschko and ran from the sport. They didn't care. They threw him on there with T.O., and T.O. should have been on there solo. T.O. should have been on there solo because he hasn't been accused. He hasn't popped dirty. You know what I'm saying? He should have been on there solo. But you know, to each his own. They went there and put Fury on there. And then these same people that's talking about Wilder, they won't even visit this. They won't even speak on why would Fury get put on there from beating the WBC champ who y'all say haven't did anything. He fought all bums in the sport, but they award Fury for that shit. I get it, man. I totally get it. Why y'all so optimistic about showing love? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to say all these negative shit about Wilder, but yet other people be rewarded if they get a defeat over him. Fury did, and then y'all was jumping up, you know, looking at y'all reactions and shit to this. Y'all jumping up and down and really happy. Chill bumps on your motherfucking neck, arms, shoulders. Y'all motherfuckers feeling good about what you was seeing in there with Joseph Parker. And then when he hurt him, you know, I was just looking at the reaction videos, just smiling. I said, they really put the energy into the hate. And man still didn't go down. You know what I'm saying? He still didn't go down, bro. This man still didn't go down. He made it to the final bell. Still did not hit the canvas. And Joseph Parker is awarded. Look, Joseph Parker is awarded for defeating Deontay, once again, who was getting criticized out here for not being able to box and have just a bad visual all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Another boxer gets rewarded for a fighter that they're giving low approval ratings based off how he looks in the square. How does that work? If that particular fighter has low appraising value prior to fight Joseph Parker, how do you all praise Joseph? Why are y'all applauding Joseph Parker and saying he did a good job and he shocked the boxing community if you're saying Wilder ain't shit? Y'all need to let that go for real. Y'all need to make up your mind. He ain't shit or he is the shit. And then check this out. Y'all up here happy as hell because Anthony Joshua fought a freaking mannequin. The same Joshua who went 7 freaking rounds with Robert Helenius and who Wilder closed out under a minute or whatever. People just brush that shit on the rug like, oh man. Yeah, look, they brush it on the rug that they put it out there that Joshua and Deontay was going to fight in December. But once again, that fight didn't happen. You know why? Because Joshua don't want to fight him. But he's all happy and garrulous once Deontay Wilder has been defeated by Joseph Parker. He has all the thing. He didn't even want to say anything to Wilder at the presser. But after he was beat, he was just all so garrulous and talkative and happy. You know what I'm saying? I believe the people that said if Deontay would have won and people would have forced that fight, he would have probably left the fucking sport. He don't want to fight the man. He despises Wilder. When a man has that much fear, I want all of you cats that's saying, oh man, and Joshua, he beats this person, that person, bet your money on it. All you ones is up here talking all that. I'm not talking about Gumbo. I already know my guy Gumbo. I'm talking about all you other cats. If Joshua and Wilder fight, please put your money up. Don't be scared. Don't come in here limping in with $50 and $100. No, you got to make this worth it. Put your money up. Put your money up. Don't be scared. Don't sit up here and talk all that shit and talk so much trash on Wilder and you scared and you don't have the cojones to bet on Joshua. You'll sit up here and say all that shit and say, oh, it ain't like I support Joshua. I don't like him either. I just don't like Deontay. He looked worse than Joshua. Joshua, he did quit, but he got better technique. They're coming there saying some whole ass shit like that. No, if this fight is made, be sure to bet your money on Joshua. Put your money up. If you hate Wilder so bad and you don't have any faith that he can go in there and put Joshua to sleep, put your money up so we can make it worthwhile tuning in on the YTC. I had one of these people say, oh, I bet thousands on fights. And then when he lose a bet, he don't even pay up. That's crazy. That's the capping that goes on. Fit it. That's the capping that goes on. People betting money and don't even pay up. Y'all know who you are from the Crawford Spence fight. Claiming you big money, and then y'all get mad because your fighter that you betted on loses, and somebody go asking for their money. You tell me I don't have to pay you shit. That's what they do on this YTC. They talk, get people to tune in. You know, they want all the attention, but when it meets the road, though, when you got to reach down and put that money on the line, all that shit you was talking about a particular fighter, you should have no problem putting up that money. You should have no problem. Because you done trashed the man so much, you should have all the confidence in the world that you had when he was getting beat by Joseph Parker. And we can even put a kitty on that mug. We can bet for the knockout. You know what, the knockout. Either way, just bet on the knockout. If there's a knockout either way, we can put an extra sum on that. Because y'all thinking the Deontay Wilder that fought Joseph Parker, that's what's going to be sitting on you heavy. You can say, I don't think he's going to return and look the same way he did against Parker. And Anthony Joshua was a different boxer than Joshua. They don't have the same style. Man, Joshua Chin, I ain't going to do it. See, y'all know the shit I'm talking about is reality. Absolutely. Y'all talk all that shit about Wilder, but you scared that Anthony Joshua got a chin. He don't have a chin. That shit is hot styrofoam, saran wrap, and goddamn wet confetti. You know that. You know that Alo Wallin didn't fight him. But him and Wilder get linked up, which I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Joshua has it in him. All that talk and shit, you know, he's up here talking over there and acting like he's building up fans to act like, oh yeah, I'd rather fight Wilder now. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean the fight can't happen. Make the fight then. No more talking. Make the fight. Don't sit up here and bullshit the fans no more. Make the fight. Because I need some more live streams to do. You know what I'm saying? I need to rub it in people's freaking eyelids again. Like I'm doing with this shit. Those of you that supposed to have been in my chat, that supposedly, supporting, if you're leaving comments on my video, understand that I am older than most, right? Chill with commenting and speaking in an angry manner. You're typing angry. And I'm telling you, that's not what I do, man. I'm not doing that. Y'all are typing angry. You're trying to make it a UK versus US thing. Why don't you, look, all you UK cats, Toby come over here all the time, and he ain't never made it about no UK versus US. Never. But some of you UK dudes are making it about the UK and the US, and you're really showing your true colors. Because I'm talking about somebody out of Tuscaloosa, and Tuscaloosa, last time I checked, is not across the pond. I've been talking about Joshua ever since 2018. I said he was a robot. He was overrated. And God, I haven't been wrong. I haven't been wrong. When he lost Ruiz, what people do? Turn their back on him. Oh, man, he's overrated. And then when he come back and get that sorry, lethargic ass win over there against Andy Ruiz, what they say? Oh, man, he won his title back. Cool. Joshua's back. He's back. Come on, bro. Y'all know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. Real talk. You know I'm not lying. Joseph Parker is very strong and best Wilder to punchings. Boxing wins and Wilder's losses. It's simple. Joseph Parker is very strong and best Wilder's to punch. I can't understand to put that together, that Martin King. But shout out to you, brother. Yeah, critique is not hate if it's critique. You know what I'm saying? You can't say it's just critique when you're getting personal. When you're trying to dig into race, and when you're trying to say it has something to do with two different countries and someone not liking fighters over in that country and they don't know anything about you. No, that's not a critique, man. That's called criticism. That's not a critique. You know what I'm saying? If they run, if they want to critique the fight and the fighters, I don't get flustered over that shit, man. I don't get flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting up here to my, don't say that about Wilder. He's a grown-ass man. He's a millionaire. That man's living much better than me. But yeah, you got people acting like they the one paying his bills and writing his checks. That's what I don't do. I never do that. I will talk my shit and put my hot grease out there, and that's it. For the motherfuckers that want to turn their back on me, all because I've been spitting Wilder, yeah, purposely, I continue to do it because I can, and I have in the past. So whatever you're saying is nothing I haven't heard. I've heard all this before. So the ones that choose to act a certain way and get all angry, good. You have the option not to tune into the channel no more. That's all. That's all, because one thing I know about myself is that I can talk the boxing shit. I don't have to sit up here and cuss somebody out. You know, I don't sit out here yelling, screaming, spitting into the mic. Yeah, I might pick up my tone a little bit, but guess what? I believe the conversation I have with people is still a type of rapport that's respectable. If it's that easy and you hear all these cats over here talking about links, I drop my link, they don't never come over here. You know what I'm saying? They can talk about views and all this and talk behind your back and say what you ain't doing, but they won't click the link and talk on the topic. I can dislike another channel member and they click the link and I will speak to them. If they're on the topic, I will speak to them. If Money Brown came over here and wanted to talk boxing and they wanted to talk on the topic, I will speak on boxing. We're not going to joke around and all that shit, but I'm mature enough where I can speak on boxing. Any one of them niggas, besides Julina, we can speak on boxing because he don't have the conscience to goddamn have a decent boxing conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, the rest of them, I can have a decent boxing debate on the topic and speak on what I'm talking about with Wilder And I will absolutely listen to what they have to say about the situation, because there's nothing they're going to tell me that I haven't visited. Nothing. People want to sit up here and glorify Joshua being a gold medal Olympian, but they don't want to go back and watch the fights. They're on YouTube. Go back and grade it for yourself. See, did he win? You grade it for yourself and see that all the other dang U.S. boxers who's been robbed in the Olympics, and you hear these cats up here won't even talk about Joshua being gifted. But they know there's been several fighters from the U.S. robbed. And they won't even talk about how boxing is going away after this next Olympics. You know what I'm saying? It's too much corruption. Why is boxing going away from the Olympics? Tell me that. But then the ones that's able to have the dang medals, people want to ignore the fact if it ain't a gold, it ain't to be told. No, we're talking about a lot of effort put into fast tracking the Olympics, picking up the bronze, and that shit should be celebrated. Yes, sir, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, indeed. Who's my fighter of the year? Terrence Bud Crawford. Period. Point blank. Period. There's no debate. It's not even a freaking hesitation. Not even a flinch. Terrence Crawford should be fighter of the year. Bo Mack should be trainer of the year. Point blank. Period. There's no debate. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No debate. But I'm just curious of how Tyson Fury was co-opted on Sports Illustrated after defeating Deontay Wilder, though. Because I was hearing all this criticism about Wilder when he was racking up those knockouts. And I just, for the life of me, I can't understand how Tyson Fury can be rewarded for defeating a fighter who's supposed to be a lower tier fighter with no skills. How do you get rewarded off that shit, though? If you're going to criticize a man, at least break that shit down for me. Do a live stream and break that shit down. How do you get rewarded off a fighter that's supposed to be a CD level fighter because they never quite learned the fundamentals of boxing? So you're saying they didn't fit the criteria that somehow, some way that floats around here in the social media cloud, that this is this pamphlet that you can pull, right? You retrieve from the cloud and you can download it and it'll tell you what the sweet science criteria consists of. And looking at Wilder, he did not fit that structure. That's what they said. So if he didn't fit that structure, he's a windmiller. He don't have good defense, no balance. You know what I'm saying? He just have a one hand, one stick of dynamite in the right hand. How did Tyson Fury be rewarded? How? He fought Sefer Seferi, Francisco Pianeta. Look, Deontay Wilder, the third fight. Then he fought Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin. Then he went over to the WWE, fought Braun Strowman. Then he fought Wilder in the rematch. Now, you tell me, out of those 5 professional boxing matches, which one was considered the best? I'm not talking about his rematch with Wilder. I'm talking about when he returned and had that draw. Out of those 5 fights that Fury had, which was his best fight? Which would be the best opponent out of that? Was it be Tom Schwartz? Would it be Sefer Seferi? Huh? Because we all know a lot of people's not going to talk about this, but the only thing I remember from the Sefer Seferi fight, because it was plastered all over the screens, that Tyson Fury just gave him a nice wet one post-fight, right in the middle of the ring, like he was happy. I'm just saying, that's the only thing people remember from that fight. Nothing more. Francisco Pianeta, oh, what? Who is that? But they say his resume is all that. They say his resume is all that, though. Who? Who's saying this, though? How can you get rewarded from Wilder if he wasn't a top-tier fighter, though? I don't get it. There's something weird and strange about a fighter where he gets criticism, majority from his own people and others, right? And then when another fighter defeats him and take his title, It's almost like they beat the man. And that's why exactly I say what I say on this thumbnail. Exactly, they beat the man. Tyson Fury beat the man. Real talk. Tyson Fury beat the man. He beat the man. You can't reward somebody for fighting a low tier fighter, and then turn around when he's defeated out of his 11th attempt in defense of his title. Y'all up here praising the guy who did it. You can't praise him for doing something that you, per quote, all the criticism, he's supposed to have done. Fury supposed to have went in there and beat this man like that because Wilder wasn't on his level. He was low tier, mediocre, subpar. So how can Fury get thrown on the pound for pound list, the BWAA pound for pound list, right? After beating Wilder, this shit don't make any sense. You're defeated a guy who they saying he ain't did shit in his career, but he gets defeated for the first time, and people praise the shit out of Fury and saying he's the best. They wouldn't say Wilder was the best. They would say, he got to fight Fury. He got to fight Fury. He got to fight Joshua. But when Fury beat Wilder, they say, oh, Fury's the number one heavyweight. Hands down. He's the number. They wasn't comparing Joshua to Fury. They wouldn't say, oh, well, to be honest, we don't know yet. we still got Anthony Joshua out there. That's not the word on the street, brother. That wasn't the word on the street. They were saying that Fury was the man. And you know well as I do, that shit's freaking biased as hell, bro. What's going on, Hammer? I see you. I'm back, man. He said AJ Wilder would be a great fight to make. Might not be the big bag it could have been, but still a great fight for boxing fans. It's definitely not going to be the biggest bag it could have been back in the day when they was both undefeated. You're absolutely correct on that. They was both undefeated. It's definitely not going to be the biggest bag. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the ones who's in there hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the channel. So Martin King said, let's be honest, Wilder has limited powers for the heavier tall boxers. So he go up against one heavy boxer who's a 1-on-1 in the heavyweight division that's able to box with that type of composition, that type of physique. One now. We're talking about one. You know how they always tell us, you know what I'm saying? You can't, one doesn't supposed to ruin it for everybody. They always told you that growing up. One doesn't ruin it for everybody. But I supposed to agree with you, Ron, that just because Fury defeated him, Fury, who has this awkward style, who's shaped like a buttered croissant, soggy, right? He goes in there and beat him. But you're trying to tell me Joseph Parker was taller than Deontay Wilder? And you're basing that reference off Tyson Fury defeating him and not in recession? Where are all the other fighters that's built like Tyson Fury that has defeated Deontay Wilder, because like I told you early, he's only been defeated by 2 fighters. Somehow, some way, people may be getting it discombobulated or something that he has 3 losses and that's 3 different fighters. He's only been beat by 2 different fighters. He's 43-3-1. How does his prowess against Tyson Fury, Ron? How can we sit up here and validate what you put in the chat when he dropped Fury just as many times? You don't want to say that Fury has a problem with fighters who like Deontay Wilder only because he's a one-on-one of this heavyweight division? You're not going to say that Deontay Wilder was a problem for Fury and he dropped him too? Seems like bias to me. It seems like bias to me. I'm just saying, it seems like bias to me, man. Dan on deck, man. What's good? Hey, I'll scan those some of these comments, but hey, it's not gonna be like this. I'm not going through 100 comments and people act like they don't want to support the channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be monetized for you all to donate to the channel. It's up to y'all. You know, people don't even freaking care about going in their chat unless you put a super chat in there. I'm only being real. I always engage in the chat and give people shout outs. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. But this Wilder topic just got people just acting a certain type of way. Hey, happy holidays to you, Jessica. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully your Merry Christmas was blissful. You feel me? Hopefully you have a joyous and a wonderful new year to everybody that's in the chat coming up real soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of you are anxious to see what the boxing schedule is going to look like. You know what I'm saying? I know UFC 300 is coming up, and that lineup is going to be incredible. And look, people don't pay attention. People don't pay attention to the ones who don't just talk about boxing. They don't care about MMA because they feel it's not there, but they should care about it. A lot of cats sit up here and give you a fight party and talk about MMA like it's boxing. No, that's not the case. But guess what? You know, like I told you back in the day about Dana White and the UFC and all them, how they making moves and building up all these centers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You heard about what potentially may be happening with Top Rank? And imagine this. When they was talking about Zuffa coming over here for boxing and shit, and people was, you know, just like they discounted and freaking they took for granted Eddie Hearn's presence. They did the same thing with Dana White coming over to boxing. So if that has any merit to it, that's going to be game changing. If Endeavor indeed buys Top Rank, it's going to be a game changer. And, you know, look at the UFC 300. Dana White is putting on fights all the time. Somebody's about to get left behind. You didn't hear from here. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear here. I told y'all before. I told you, but you don't want to listen. Hey, Jessica, that bomb squad shouldn't scare you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been over here for quite some time.
Bomb Squad!
You know what I'm saying? I got to get you acclimated to that bomb squad. You know what I'm saying? Because every time he says that, right, the haters, they even perk up. But they just don't want to, look, they act like every fighter they support has to have, oh man, they have to have the perfect criteria for the sweet signs. It's really no format for the sweet signs. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Why it's BS. It's total BS in all of it. When they sit up here and talk about skill set and technique. Because look, all it takes is a certain group of people that don't want to support the fighter, but they want to support the other fighter. They support one fighter than the other. The perfect example is Errol Spence and Crawford. It's not too much you can say about Errol Spence's skill set, but they hated on that man to the end of the day and when the sun rose the next. When you had Errol Spence who can box too, but he was one-dimensional. So all this sweet science shit about people don't have this and that, and when you get a complete boxer like Crawford to get criticized, that lets me know that the boxing fans are a bunch of casuals. They want to sit up here and like they know everything about the sport and they the king. Please, please, man. Boxing is filled with a lot of grown feminine crybabies, respectfully. You don't have to put respectfully, but I get what you're saying, man. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. It just gets weird how the energy is not authentic. It's forced. It's impulsive. You know what I'm saying? This energy is crazy, man. Real talk. It's almost like, look, these Wilder, look what I put up there. I said Wilder haters rediscover their love for the best heavyweight this era. That means that hate, they've been waiting for Wilder to resurface after the tough trilogy he had with Tyson Fury. So they went through an incubation period. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Real talk. Don't laugh. They went through an incubation period where they was just holding in this Wilder hate. And they was waiting for somebody to glorify the champ, to start talking about him on a regularity. And then there you go, WCS. You get the ones that come out and want to they really want to treat you like it's personal. How? Hey, how does that work? How does that work again? I'm talking about a fighter that I've met several times, never broken bread with, never rode with them anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I've covered him back then. When he was reigning defending, that's the special part about it. They can't remove that shit from me. But you know what? They'll sit up here and talk behind my back. But they won't talk in front of my face. Because what they say about Wilder and what I say about Wilder, they just going off what a lot of other people have said. They never met the man in person. That's a FACTZZZ. They never seen him in person. A lot of these cats don't go to fights, first of all. So what they say about these fighters is based off them not giving a damn to go to fights, them not making a sacrifice, them not goddamn going up there and spending an entire fight week, them not being tired going to the freaking presser, going to media scrums, revisiting them, going to the weigh-ins, going to a media scrum, and then on fight day showing up, getting your credential if you approved, and then fighting shooting the card. I take that back. A lot of people don't use photography. They don't respect photography. Somebody told me that a person say, don't nobody give a damn about them pictures he be taking. Hey, listen, that's you because you're a hater. But the fighters don't think so. The fighters, they'll hit me on the inbox and say, hey, you mind I use that? Cool. No doubt. That's all I want, exposure for the fighters. I don't tell them, oh, no. Yeah. Look, shooting fighters, a frame lasts a lifetime, brother. That video shit, man, is nothing like a frame, though. When you frame the moment, you lens the moment. You get to shoot that fighter in action. And you get the money shots, that's your shot. I can say I've shot ringside with the biggest promotions in the world. I've been able to shoot ringside. I shot PBC ringside, and I've shot Top Rank ringside. A lot of them cats on here can't say that because they haters. It ain't no other word to describe them. They don't want to give you credit for shit. They just straight up haters, just like they hate Deontay Wilder. They just don't want to give him credit for shit, bro. And he's producing 43 victories. 43 have tried and failed. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what's wild is that people just pick out what we used to call on our uniforms in the military, right? We used to call them little threads. We used to call them Irish pennants. This was little threads that would stick out on your uniform that when you had an inspection, you would get points taken off, you know what I'm saying, for having Irish pennants. And this is how I emphasize the nitpicking that goes on with Deontay Wilder's resume, but no one wants to nitpick all the other names that they comparing him to that he just don't measure up to. You're being extremely biased if you don't want to nitpick, like find those little small Irish pennants like you do over here on Wilder's record. Go over there and show me what's wrong with their record too. Please. Look, please. Look, it's about to be 2024. Deontay Wilder fought Malik Scott in 2014. I cannot believe that you all are still talking about Malik Scott. You cannot be serious, bro. Real talk. You can't be serious. Y'all might as well go all the way back to his debut. You need to go to Ethan Cox. You know what I'm saying? You need to go all the way back. Don't pick out the brothers. That's that stigma that I talk about. Y'all only pinpoint the brothers that's in his resume. Black fighter, black opponents. Black fighter, black opponents. If you up here picking at Malik Scott and then you go to Gerald Washington, y'all racist, man. I'm going to call it. Y'all some racist black people. I ain't going to lie. If you're looking at a black fighter and you pick out a black opposition and you got a problem then with just a black fighters and you don't have nothing else to talk about. I want to talk about Malik Scott. Why? Because he on the team. I want to speak about Gerald Washington. Why? Because of what he did before he was a boxer. I was like, so you trying to tell me you've been around boxing this long and you don't know how the intro and outro work? You don't know how the turnstile works? People come from all walks of life to be a boxer? You don't have to have no prerequisites that consist of college credits? Or you had to work at a freaking warehouse and build up your strength first? Or use a freaking scientist? It's no prerequisites. But every time it comes to Wilder's record, people want to nitpick the Irish pennants and say, Malik Scott, Gerald Washington. Yeah. And then they'll sit up here and they'll bring in Luis Ortiz. What's the first thing they say? Oh, Luis Ortiz, he wasn't that good. He was like 65 years old when Deontay fought him. But then I remember the time being on a Facebook group. I'm not going to give him no clout right now. But when Ortiz hurt him, it was so many comments flooding in on that thread. I mean, that Facebook used to be heavy. It was so many comments tomorrow. Yeah, Deontay about the blues. Luis Ortiz going to do it. And then the bell ring. Ding, ding, ding. It was almost like a church bell. I still remember to this day. It was almost like sounding a memorial. And I was typing in there. I say, well, that's all he had. Somebody's in trouble. Trouble. Somebody's in trouble. Ding, dong, ding, dong. All I heard was church bells playing. It was about to be a memorial. And goddamn, he went out there and stopped him. It wasn't the very next round, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see all those comments flooding in when Luis Ortiz called him just like Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? Look, you have no idea. Go look at some of these fight parties that was out there. When Joseph Parker landed that right, look at these fight party reactions. Go out there and take a look at them. Look how happy they were. These people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? Look how happy they was to see Wilder go out there and take that right hand and get hurt. Them some hating ass niggas, I'm going to tell you. Them some hating ass niggas. I ain't going to lie to you. Them was hate. Look, I wasn't even jumping up and down like that at all when Errol Spence was take that beating. I was up there eating some shrimp. I was eating some fish because it was a fish fry. I was up here and then I said, I ain't going to lie. I was eating some shrimp and I stood up, right? And I was eating on some shrimp and I was just looking because I was adjusting some shit. I sat back down and I continued to look. I said, damn, this is too easy. You know, he went down in the second round. I wasn't jumping up and down and doing all that shit. But I was a little bit happy because I got paid off that fight. You feel me? Bomb Squad all day, just a tune up, and these guys right back in trouble before he retires. Blessing W said, great to hear from you. Shout out to the Lee Show, man. You know, salute to you, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They can't stop me from speaking on fighters that I fuck with, man. Come on, bro. Y'all got it all twisted, man. I don't need, to be embraced by the fighters that I fuck with, because like I tell people, my circle is small for a reason. It's easy maintenance, and that's what I like. That's my secret. The people I fuck with is low numbers. I don't need the fighters to come to me and praise me for doing anything. I appreciate it, but I'll praise them just the same if they ain't doing nothing. Wilder, they don't understand, man. I dealt with him several times over. I tell the story over and over again. You know what it is. The others speak from afar, and they hate, but I guarantee you, if they went to fights like they supposed to, instead of coming YTC bandits, they want to be YTC pioneers. You have 100 niggas on here doing live streams, doing fight parties. And they want to prove, hey, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. 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 You want to do a 5-6 hour live stream sitting in one spot. Hey, dog, I don't have to do it. But I can tell you this, maybe if you went to fights, those of you that's out there that this pertains to, you wouldn't sit up here and just find it so easy to say fucked up shit about a fighter. You would look at them different if you had the opportunity to say, hey, what's up, champ? And he acknowledged your presence. Because I'm going to tell you like this, not all these fighters acknowledge your presence. That's real talk. Not everybody would acknowledge your presence. Not everybody like Jahad Tucker come up and talk to you. Teofimo Lopez, come talk to you. Now, Crawford, he may not carry on the conversation unless he know you. But if I say, hey, champ, can I get a pick? You know what I'm saying? I actually got an interview. Yes. All the picks I got, people can't take that away. But I respect him as a fighter, though. I'm not on that time. He don't have to converse with me when he see me. I don't need that, bro. Deontay don't have to converse with me when he see me. All I know is what I was able to do when I was able to do it. So respectfully, why should I hate him based off what I've seen in real life? I've seen him fight in real life. I've gotten pictures when he fought Luis Ortiz. I was there for Dominique Brazil. I mean, come on, man. I was there for several fight camps. These cats, the way they talking behind my back, man, that is insanely ignorant. That's insanely ignorant, dog. How can any man... They acting like they're going off scientific journals to figure out if Deontay Wilder qualifies to be one of the top heavyweights of this era. They act like they have been documenting. My scientific journal tells me, per the pulse that we was able to take in between rounds, and also the amount of punches thrown, per his height and reach, okay? You know what I'm saying? And also, we added angles in there for the punches he was thrown, and you carry that over YW, you know what I'm saying? Subtract that from C. The velocity of the punch and the balance and the way he reset, this criteria equal to here, deductive reasoning, the evidence present here. We give him a 63 percentile, which doesn't really equate to an F, but it's close to it per what our angles and stuff like that. That's not the way the sweet science is, man. You know what I'm saying? People are not taking journals and shit and documenting information because a lot of these dudes don't attend fights. I'm just saying, they don't attend fights. They talk shit about Wilder, but when they saw him in person, just like he said, he was on some positive shit, they wouldn't sit up here and disrespect him like that, period. They wouldn't. They wouldn't disrespect. Look, if you went up to Wilder right now and you probably say, hey, fuck you, Wilder, he'll probably say, brother, I don't know where that energy coming from, but it's love, man. You know what I'm saying? You probably saying that because you feel some type of way. I get it. But You know, if it was the old Wilder, I would give you the Charlie Z attention. And no one really knows how much criticism Charlie Z gave him to get to that point, to show up on him, pull up on him, and goddamn lace up. You're just not going to get him to emote on demand and then run 911 and say, hey, man, I want to report an assault. All I said was say, F you. And he didn't have to put hands on me. Come on, man. I'm suing. That's all you niggas want, man. Shout out to Cobain. Shout out to Omaha in the building. Tapped in TBC Fight of the Year. Yes, sir, man. It ain't no question, man. Real talk. It ain't no question who's Fighter of the Year, Trainer of the Year. It's no question. They don't even have to vote on that. If they vote, they trying to goddamn find a way to stop it. Diddy probably, hey, before y'all vote on that, before y'all come out here, I brought y'all some desserts. I brought you some chocolate covered strawberries. This from Team Spence. But I know the day's supposed to be the voting, okay? I know the day's supposed to be the voting for Fighter of the Year and Trainer of the Year. And what I want to tell you is that I love y'all. And I just want to, just send my good graces, man. You know what I'm saying? Give you your flowers. Just please nominate me. I got it before. I'm just trying to repeat. Please. They can say no Diddy. With a name like that, I'm hey, I'm surprised you're out in public. You know what I'm saying? When I heard Diddy James, I was like, oh, well, wow. Security. Watch this guy in here. Diddy showed up in public trying to, convince us he should be Trainer of the Year. No one with the first name Diddy is getting any awards this year. Oh, my God, man. Oh, man. Hey, Ron, what are you doing, bro? I'm not going to allow nobody to keep fabricating the reality of Wilder blew his biggest opportunity in Saudi. So that was Wilder's biggest opportunity, a non-championship fight against a guy who fought 3 fighters that no one knows. After Joe Joyce knocked him out last year in the 11th round, you say you're not going to allow nobody? You can't be talking about me. You can't be talking about what you're going to not allow me to do. You're back on your Wilder tip run. You got to make up your mind and what your level of maturity is going to be and what direction you're willing to take on this boxing. Because you know it's always going to be disagreements. But you over here trying to be like you invigorated to lead this march against anything a Wilder. That's showing that you are hell-bent on having an agenda to discredit anything Wilder's doing. And you're over here saying what? You ain't going to allow nobody to keep fabricating. Nobody can debunk it. You mad at the wrong thing, man. Really, you mad at the wrong thing. How can that be the biggest opportunity? Joseph Parker. How can Joseph Parker be the biggest opportunity? And he went up there and fought 3 fighters that no one knows and picked up 3 wins at this stage in his career, former world champion. It was so much to the fact when he was stopped by Joe Joyce, they had to build his confidence back up by giving him 3 names nobody knew. Well, so I guess Deontay Wilder should be blamed for that too. They didn't give Deontay after Robert Helenius. He chose to stay out that long period of time. He should have did what Joseph Parker did. He should have went there and fought 3 nobodies. What y'all would have been on here saying? Wilder went there and fought tomato cans again. Don't nobody know that. But let me remind you though. No problem. He's gonna. Hey. Martin King ain't gonna let nobody. He ain't gonna let nobody fabricate anything on Wilder. Well, take a look at that thumbnail and tell me it's fabricated. Cheater? No. Quitter? No. One-hitter quitter? Yes. Let me share this screen with you right quick. Because he ain't gonna let nobody fabricate anything about Wilder. You putting this much energy on Wilder and you a non-Wilder supporter. This shit don't make no sense, bro. Shit don't make no sense at all. Check this out right here. This is the energy that's out there with people when Wilder is the topic. I'm telling you. Check this out with Joseph Parker. He gets stopped in the 11th round by Joe Joyce. And he goes, where are these fighting? Manchester, Melbourne, and Riyadh? Look, Jack Massey, Opelu, and King, Simon King. Do y'all know these guys? 3 fights in 2023. I guess being an active fighter, fight his 4th fight. He don't supposed to look the way he did. He had 4 freaking fights this year. But he's not going to let nobody fabricate what Wilder did. He had 4 fights. That was his 4th fight in there with Wilder, and he still couldn't stop him. Clap it up. Clap it up. The man fought 3 times prior to stepping in the ring on the 23rd, and he still couldn't stop the fighter that they criticizing so much. Still couldn't stop him. Couldn't stop him. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that, man. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Shout out to Mr. Golden. What's good, OG? How you feeling, man? Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building, man. The Gold on deck. What's good? Crawford don't lack anything except the rematch date for Errol Spence. That's the only thing he's lacking right now. We haven't heard a date. That's the only thing. Hey, that's the only thing. The only thing he's lacking is the lawsuits that these Errol Spence fans want to put on him, and they being told by their legal team, well, there's nothing we can do. You chose to bet that amount of money on that fight. You chose to bet your home, your trailer park. You chose to bet the goddamn only freaking vehicle that you had, okay? You did. You chose that, and you lost. So we talking about almost? We can't talk about almost with Crawford. What are you talking about almost? Come on now. I said this is the hottest chat in the game. Some of you all need to be checked at the door. You know what I'm saying? I need to charge an entry fee for real. Y'all tripping. Some of y'all in here tripping. They talking about he almost. We're not talking about almost. We're talking about did, D-I-D. We're talking about what actually happened. We're not talking about all the other stuff. But shout out to Team Wilder, though. I just want to let y'all know over there at Deontay Wilder, there's a lot of your fans is in this chat. The ones that want to support you, but they want to act like they don't support you. That's why I had to put the Wilder Havens rediscover their love for the best heavyweight this era. You know, this Wilder title, you put Wilder, boy, these cats lose their mind. They believe if they sit up there and spew as much vitriol as possible in the morning when they awaken, their lives are going to be drastically changed because they spent all that time and effort shitting on Wilder. When he's living in a mansion and he's earned his millions and he's doing what he's got to do, he's traveling the world and doing all this shit, you cats are still on here at the YTC with me. You're still over here with me on YTC, bro. We on here right here, YTC. That's all I'm saying. YTC don't cover healthcare. They don't have no retirement pensions over here. I just want to remind y'all of that. Hey, Run, you ain't on my neck. I know that shit sound good. You know, that's just a placebo. That hey, you need to treat that as a placebo. That shit sound good as shit. You know what I'm saying? Some people may think it's more than what it is. But you ain't on my neck about a mother effing thing. You ain't gonna make that about me and you. See, that's what they do. The Wilder naysayers, they want to make it about me and you. No, no, no. You have to make it about Wilder, bro. You have to come up with two sides. You have to talk about the fighter that you love to support and the fighter that you don't. You have to convince the people that the reason why you have all these discrepancies and these red flag indicators is because you feel this way because Wilder has been doing this, this, and this. And it's probably the same problems that y'all been talking about when he was early in his career that y'all didn't like. All the way from the windmill memes to the lack of balance, lack of defense, the poor habits, the lack of the jab and all that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all's the same person say he didn't have fundamentals when he was the first person to stop Johann Duhaupas. Johann Duhaupas has never been stopped yet, and Deontay Wilder stopped him. I'm just saying, but he didn't have no fundamentals. He had enough fundamentals to go in there and stop him. I'm just saying. But y'all listen to that shit talking about so-and-so on the neck. You continue to dream, Ron, because you obviously still, letting Wilder live rent free in that Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? Rent free in that Airbnb for real. Because that dude shouldn't get you all riled up like that for real. And definitely, you shouldn't be convinced that you're on my neck. That's hilarious. That is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. Why would you turn on me for a Wilder live stream? Why? Why do you continue to convince me that y'all are not satisfied? Come on, man. Ron, that's a heavyweight legend right there. HOF. Point blank period, dog. 43-3-1. 42 coming by way of knockout out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder. See, they're going to call me a fanboy, right? But I try to drop some gems on them. I try to tell you the calculated process. Those of you that be trying to do blunt force attacks on my website and shit, go ahead. Hey, dog. Hey, that shit's hilarious. And make sure y'all check out worldcombatsports.com. I really don't even put my website up there like that, but it's been out there for a long time, years. Worldcombatsports.com. Just go check it out, man. Go check out some of my videos. Check out some articles I wrote. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out, man. Just check it out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all to look up. What did I tell y'all earlier about wilderfanboy.com? Didn't I tell you to look up that domain? What did it say? That shit is parked, huh? Hey, I should have put wilderfanboy.com in the motherfucking thumbnail, bro. You know what I'm saying? I should have put that in the thumbnail. Real talk. Because when it's your content and it's your domain, you can use it as you see fit. You know what I'm saying? I've been having that domain for a long time. I remember when people was coming so hard, I said, let me go up here and scoop this domain up. Yeah, that's my domain. That's why I told you to look it up. WilderFanboy.com. That's my shit. That's my shit, bro. So I could have, when I started to, cook up this Wilder, hope, the word when I'm hearing, he signed a 3-fight deal. So hope to see him back in the ring. But I'm about to goddamn rubbing in their eyelids. Vapor rub, goddammit. WilderFanboy.com. Look it up. That shit is parked. Let me do it just to make sure the vapor rub actually works. WilderFanboy.com. Hold up. Y'all hit the like button. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna show y'all something right quick, if you don't mind. If you don't mind. See, you know how long I had this domain just to rub it in their faces? You know how long I had this domain? That's my domain, man. WILDERFanboy.com. That's my domain. That's how petty I am. I've had that for years. I've had that for years, man. I just thought I'd let you know in the Christmas spirit and the wonderful joy, since people was on my neck, I just wanted to give them something else to screenshot so they can run back and do a live stream on it. That's my domain. They can't do shit about it. WILDERFanboy.com. That's hilarious. Support your fighters the way I support mine, and everything will be okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Yeah, he is, Areola. Stop coming over here. Just stop feeling no type of way, Areola. Don't be mad now. Don't be mad, man. Don't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because you know very well, very, very well that it's true. You know very well that it's true. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Areola on deck. But let me because I got time to teach. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you some, Areola, that maybe the reason why you feel the way you do. I get it. But this is Deontay Wilder's resume. And right here is where he fought Chris Arreola in 2016, and he stopped him. You know, he Arreola down in round 4, and it was an RTD. He just didn't want to come out for that next round. The Bronze Bomber right there. So, I just had to make sure that was a teaching moment right there for Arreola, who came in here and say, Wilder ain't the best heavyweight of this era. WTF, Tyson Fury is the GOAT. Don't nobody in this chat believe Tyson Fury is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I know there's some farm out there that be injecting them goats with a lot of chemicals. You know what I'm talking about? You talking about that type of goat? Those are just staying on the farm like the uncastrated wild boar meat that they was chomping on. You know what I'm saying? How can you be the GOAT? You know what I'm saying? After Deontay Wilder, you up there fighting Dillian White and Derek Chisora, and people like, huh? And now you better hope he wins against Alexander Usyk coming up next year. You better hope he wins. I'm hoping Tyson Fury wins. Yeah, I do. I hope he wins. Real talk. I hope Fury wins. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot more can be done with the titles if Fury wins. You know what I'm saying? Rent free is tough. Living rent free, man. For real. Living rent free. You know what I'm saying? People come over here talking to me about what they believe is an excuse in their native language, English. They feel that they want to keep on telling people because they go into people chats and talking about excuses. But if you drop the link and tell them, hey, you ask them, well, what excuses are you talking about? I don't know. I'm just saying he make too many excuses. Like, when he fought, let me see, man. Let me click on his resume. When he fought Arthur Spilker. Arthur Spilker, he said he was just, talking too much trash, and he was just fighting dirty in the ring and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? It took me a little bit longer, but I knocked him out in the 9th. I could have got it done earlier. I dropped him in the 4th round, but he was fighting dirty. That's why it lasted a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying, to the 8th round. He was making excuses, though. Man, they always talking about what they hear in these other chats, man. Come on, bro. Oh, my God, man. People up here capping. You don't have 10 anything. If you got 10, it's 10 cents, man. You don't even have $10. You don't even have 10 minutes, to cap the night. You know what I'm saying? You only got 10 minutes to cap the night. That's all you got. You ain't putting no 10K on Fury, please. Stop the cap, man. Why are you getting so close to 2024? Lying. Just straight up out here lying. You know what I'm saying? Just lying. Real talk. But appreciate the ones who pulled up, talking the same shit everybody else has already heard. And remember, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. Always remember now, the one that don't want the smoke. This was back in 2018 when they supposed to have a fall for Undisputed now. Remember what happened when he stepped up. Remember now, that man in the top, Vladimir, came out from being on hiatus for 2+ years. And they want to goddamn elevate. They want to congratulate. They want to appreciate Anthony Joshua when they should be doing that to Deontay Wilder. Man, come on, man. The man folded every single time. You know what I'm saying? And don't ever forget the work he's put in. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to remind you, point blank period.
Bomb Squad!
Appreciate y'all pulling up. Till next time, I'm out. Salute.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.